Hey, can y'all hear me?
Trial.
I hear you.
See everybody talking like they doing what we doing, but these brothers is rare, and they ain't moving like we moving. And everywhere we go, when we walking, women choosing. Don't hate, it's alright. So don't hate, it's alright. So don't hate, it's
What up? What's going on, good people?
Hello, hello, good people. Happy Wednesday.
Trial.
Can y'all hear me? Because I've been having some technical difficulties.
What's going on?
Trial.
Scotty, how you doing over there? Can you hear
Can
Scotty?
Scotty not hear us?
Trial.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening.
Trial.
Maybe and I keep hearing trial. So y'all
Yeah,
get to
me
see
too.
Trial.
everybody what's going on.
I don't know
Um,
what's happening.
this be happening. It's a lot goes into making sure all the technical aspects of a show are in order, but they don't always
Mm-hmm.
work in your favor. And
Trial.
they
Especially
love
a
to happen at
live
the
one.
last minute.
Yeah, especially when you're live. You just don't know what you're going to get. What's going to happen? Scotty.
Right. So what?
Trial.
So what's not Knox? What Knox City doing over there?
I think he's having some technical
I'm just enjoying these
difficulties.
looks is on these looks on his face
Trial.
are
Yeah.
like worth money.
Okay, he left
That's
us
probably
for
gonna
a
be the
minute,
best
but
bet. Yeah, that's
yeah,
all good.
yeah.
So let's look. Let's just hit these comments real quick. Give Knox City a chance to get back in the building with us.
Yes, yes. As always, we got Ben jumping in saying you can support the BS3 network by sending stars. Stars help us earn money to continue building the network. Thank you. And you have
Indeed,
previously explained what those stars mean. If you want to go ahead and explain that again to the people.
man. I was taking a stab at it then, but no, like when you But now, if you look, there's ways that you can give stars. So I know they've looked on. If you're watching the show, has a thumbs up. It has some other indications where you can, give kudos and reactions, right? But there's a
Mm-hmm.
star there. When you give the star, that actually um, gives a few cents. I think gives some money to the network or to
Okay.
whatever the content creator, and that helps build the network. Um, it's definitely not a waste. When you go in, I mean, you can, $10 and it gives you a certain number of stars. And then you can say, hey, I want to give 10 stars or 5 stars or 100 stars or whatever the denominations are. And it's a great way to support the BS3 network. It's a great way to support us and any other, content creators that you enjoy and you want to show your support for. So definitely don't be ashamed to do that. It's definitely going to a good place. This is not some hustle, money grab or anything like that. I can definitely attest to that. So Ben, thank you. He puts the BS3 in the BS3 network if you hadn't connected the dots on that.
Thank you, Ben, for your comment. And thank you, Ben, for having us.
Hmm.
Amaria Chanel says, Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday,
Happy
baby
Wednesday, Amari.
girl.
Yeah, she in the
Yeah,
building. Man, my baby
yes.
bird, she doing her thing. Business owners be
Yeah,
having different hours, so she got a client that she's, saving their aesthetic life right now. So
absolutely.
she's doing that at the moment. And man, I sure hate Knox is having the issues. We might have to, do it until he can pop in.
Yeah.
Um, so first I want to know, did you, let's do this. and this is serious, and I know people want to
Okay.
know, did
Mm-hmm.
did you get engaged or something? Because I mean, the last show we had people in the comments asking if you was married, and so I didn't know. Like, did somebody come on back in? Did we find out anything?
You never know. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Might be somebody.
you
It
Shawan,
might be
you
somebody.
too cool, man. Just too cool. Too cool. She said, I don't know. Might be. Maybe.
Can't say
Maybe
too
not.
much,
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna find out the real scoop, everybody. All right, I'll let y'all know
You
what's
go,
up.
you gonna let the people know what's really going on.
Man, we'll find out. Yeah.
You never know. Scotty,
Yeah, I
how we
just can't.
doing?
I ain't gonna add him until he might. I don't want to catch him in the drop top slipping.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
People
what we
with
gonna
live
be?
TV,
Yeah,
you never
before
know what's gonna
we
happen.
yeah, what do you think? What is he gonna be? What we gonna be? What we gonna be chopping the tree of today, as far as the topic and the subject?
Okay, today's topic is going to be bringing back shame.
Bringing back shame.
But no,
Bringing back shame.
today's question is, has being too transparent caused people to overshare?
When has being too transparent
Cause
caused
people
people
it should
to
be caused.
overshare?
Yes,
Um, I mean, y'all know me. Is things are just not black and white in life, and it's like, do you? I mean, transparency is there such thing as being too transparent? You think? Because
I
that just
do.
leads me to another question.
What's that?
Okay, so has being too transparent caused people to overshare? I think
Mm-hmm.
there is a such thing to overshare, especially because everybody ain't for everything is not for everybody. All of your
Right.
information shouldn't be shared with everyone. So I would have to agree with that. So it depends on the stipulations of the relationship. Somebody you just met ain't none of their damn business. Now, if it's someone that you're trying to, maybe build a life with and connect or y'all have some type of union or connection, whether it's a business partner, romantically, or if it's a friend that y'all lean on each other, then I think a little bit more transparency is desired and would be comfortable. But I think I don't even know if it's the shame. I think people are just they're not cautious enough. They're not cautious about what they share. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
some stuff is to the point where it's almost like people are intentional in offending you. If they find out that you like up and they like down, then they're gonna make you that like you're a villain because you like something different. Um,
Mm.
you know what I mean? So I think that causes a bit of problems. But I definitely want to understand what, like, bring back the shame, where the shame come in on that. That's going to be interesting. But we might want to Knox City. Can
Yeah.
you hear us, Knox?
I'm good now, dog.
Can't hear
Hey,
your
there you
mic.
go, Mr. Knox.
Okay,
You still can't hear
awesome,
me?
awesome juice.
Okay.
All
Yeah, we
right.
can. Yes, we can.
We can
Yes,
hear
we
you.
can, sir.
Yes, we can.
Not sure
Well,
why, but I wasn't getting no sound when I was on earlier. So I
I
apologize.
wasn't either. I've been having some
Got you.
issues. I'm gonna have to see what's going on.
It's all right, man. I just did y'all watch this is a sidebar, but did y'all watch it's a movie? What's the name of the movie? Y'all know the name of it. Everybody's talking about it right now. Forget tomorrow,
Leave
leave
the world
tomorrow,
behind.
leave
Who's
the
been?
world
Leave the world
behind. There you go.
behind.
I made up a whole nother movie, didn't I? Yeah, forget tomorrow.
I already
I'm
knew what you
putting
was
James.
talking about when you
I
asked. When you said
You know
everybody
what I'm
watching it,
saying?
I knew.
I have no
Yeah.
idea
Yes,
what y'all talking
So
about.
I
all
have
the
watched the
technology.
movie. I
So I
have
got
watched the
kind of
movie.
yeah, I got nervous for a second. I was like, are we going through some What's going on now?
Now, have you guys been paying attention to the news and how they are saying that China is trying to attack our infrastructure and that they have been doing little things trying to attack, some of our technology and different power plants
I
that
hadn't
they
heard of I hadn't heard about that, but not here
Mhm.
recently. I haven't been watching the news recently. I'm TV, I'm off that narcotic. I'm off that
Yeah.
narcotic now. But
Yeah, this was a recent last in like a couple days ago.
yeah, but we've heard about this before.
Mhm.
I don't think it's anything to ignore. And I think it's something that's real. To what degree and level I could really never know. But I keep my antennas up and I wouldn't be shocked or surprised by anything.
Yeah. Yeah, we do not have as many allies in this world that we think we do as a country.
Man, you just said a
there are
mouthful right there.
there are a lot of people that
Don't
have a lot of
lie.
disdain for us. And
They do
so
not like us.
you
It's the ones
can't
that,
go around
and it's the
being a
ones.
bully and
No, it's the
eventually
ones we
think
call
that you're not going to
allies.
get bullied.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some people are allies by okay, we ain't got nothing else to do. But when they, you don't want you don't want to force nobody in your camp, because soon as they
Hmm.
get the drop on you, they're gonna get you. So it's
Oh
gonna be
yeah.
interesting to see how all that unfold. That's why you hear me make statements like, "No, man, in the United States, Eric Butler." So I call it my world within the world. So I just try to make the best life I can because there's some things that are just outside of my scope and my control to dictate to, like our
Right.
note yay our infrastructure, our governmental structure, our financial structure is what it is. So I'm going to try to
Hmm.
learn the game as best I can and play it as best I can within the United States, Eric Butler. So basically just within my own life, I'm going to try to make it as good and fruitful and positive as possible. And man, some things on the outside I can't, I can't worry about things I can't control. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Knox City, all frazzled. It's gonna be all right, good buddy. It's par for the course.
Oh
You know
man,
what I
it's all
mean?
good. Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
good. Look, just
Yeah.
a little you know how it
Um,
is when technology get you.
Yeah.
yeah.
Technology. I'm getting a low battery message in my ear, and I'm like, how when my mic is literally charged? It's literally charging
mm,
right now. So
and it better not go out. Anyways.
it is because it keeps saying
No,
it.
I just called. I just no. I just spoke life into that joker. Bet not by the powers that have been bestowed upon me.
Yeah.
It bet not.
Mm.
So Knox City, Shawan was busting open the topic, and she said, "Bring back shame. Has being too transparent caused people to overshare?" What are your thoughts and feedback on that, brother?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't get it. Um,
Okay.
what does that mean?
What I mean by bringing back shame is that there was a time where people did not talk about certain things or share certain things or do certain things because they were afraid of being shamed. And I feel like in today's society, there is no shame, and people overshare things that we as a collective should not know. We should not see. There are things that people do not keep to the chest anymore.
That ain't none of our business.
Example,
That
what
ain't none
they
of our
like
business.
sexually or
I got it.
the
Yeah.
things that they are into outside of the scope of work or hobby. Um, I've learned some things about people that they've just said themselves on podcasts or on their social media platforms just because they just want us to know and they just want to tell their business. And it's because there is this aura of, oh, you can do what you want to do, you can say what you want to say, and nobody's going to make you feel bad about it. And if they do, no one can judge you. You can be free. No, bring back the grandmas that's going to pop you in your mouth for saying too much. That's what I mean by bring back shame, because I should not know certain things about you. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how grown you are. There are just things that you should keep to yourself, and other people. No one should be able to click on your social media page and know these very personal details about you because you feel like you being real. The people need to know. I want people to get to know me. Why do I need to know like these very explicit things or that you spend your money on certain things? That's what I mean by bring back shame.
I mean, I hate to say it, but shame sounds like such a negative thing that I don't know if I can just get behind shaming people.
It's
I don't know.
meant to be that shaming. That's exactly what it is. Shaming
Yeah, but
people. People
I don't
didn't
know.
do things because they were shamed.
Yeah, but
And
at
they
the
didn't
same
say
time,
things.
though, man, all the times people have been shamed, it hasn't been accurate. You know what I'm saying? At some point in time, everybody's unjustly unshamed. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of matters if the rabbit got the gun or not. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
like, I don't that to me that's tough because in today's age, I feel like this, right? There used to be a point
Mm.
in time when I didn't like the Yin Yang Twins, right? Like I would listen to the Yin Yang Twins and I would be like, why do people listen to this music? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just keeping it a buck, right? And then as a dude who worked in a nightclub, when Yin Yang come on, right? The party turn up. So you start to understand, you know what I mean? But the reason why I use that example is because everything that you don't understand ain't always worth shaming. You know what I'm saying? Just because if um if shaming is tough, right? Because gays in the military, that was shaming. You know what I mean? Like
No, just
shaming
being
is
gay, just being
Here you go.
homosexual is
hey,
the
Being
like
same.
what
being
like when I
saying okay. Here's what I mean by that too.
okay.
If people don't even have shame of their grandmother hearing certain things or knowing certain things about them. I grew up
Yeah.
where you
Well,
then listen. I don't care how grown you was. You have respect for your elders, and there were just certain things you did not say or do where they can hear it or see it out of respect for them.
Okay, but in
And if you did it,
fairness,
you were going to be shamed for it. First of all, you're going to be disciplined for it. They will tell you about
okay.
yourself.
So
But you
let's
were
start
shamed. You wouldn't do it because you wouldn't want to embarrass your grandparents. You wouldn't want to do that.
let's
People
start here.
don't do that anymore.
Let's start here. So, first of all, the amount of generation gap between grandparents and grandmothers is a whole lot smaller now, right? Like when you were a kid, your grandmother was obviously your grandmother. Like she was a woman in her 60s. You know what I mean? Like she was an older
Mm-hmm.
woman. Now grandmothers be in their 30s,
That's
40s.
true. That's
So
true.
grandmothers
That's
be on
true.
the same bullshit the kids be on.
it ain't too many degrees of separation between them two,
That's
man.
all I'm saying. So
They
like
might be out there yin yang twinning with them.
I'm talking about you
even
see the
those 40 year
TikToks,
olds,
grandmama, mama,
even
daughter, you know
those
what I'm
40
saying?
year olds, that's grandmas.
I
You
mean,
would think
listen,
that they would have some type of discretion
but why
where
though?
it's like, I should
Oh,
know
you
that
talking
about
about
my
the
grandchild.
grandmama should be
You
shamed
know,
too, huh?
like, because we're that age. We're that age, and we're not going to go online and share certain things and be super explicit about certain things, certain information about
But these kids is about
ourselves,
these kids are about making
because
a dollar. These kids are about making a dollar. If these kids can get online and adults, if these people can get online, what's the dude from Texas who just got jumped at the show? Charleston White, right? Like his whole game is shock value. And this man was doing a comedy show. That just show you how much we love drama. His whole game is shock value. Everything he says is to get a rise.
here's the thing about him,
And
though.
that's a grown
I
man. That's a
think I
grown
think
man.
I think a lot of people don't. I personally do not like this persona of him now. But if you research him in the past, he had a completely different persona. He was
Yeah.
very straight, buttoned up, bow tie, preaching the gospel,
that don't
like
make no
really
money.
trying to keep
That don't
help our community.
that don't
He
make
was
no money.
really trying to help our people. He was very
Yeah,
educated, doing a lot of work with
That
the
don't make
people,
no
but
money.
people wasn't listening to him
Because that don't
when
make no
he
money.
had that persona. They did not
Yeah.
want to hear him.
That didn't
So
make no
he
money.
said, I gotta do what y'all like to hear.
So
I gotta do what y'all like to see.
attack. So he went on the attack of ignorance. He went on the attack of ignorance, and even the people. Here's the thing. This probably too deep. We don't got to go down this street. If y'all want to, somebody can quickly change the subject. But I feel like the deepness of our ignorance all goes back to slavery, and that's the biggest scar that we have. Is that you made so many generations of ignorant people that 500 years later, we still dealing with a whole lot of ignorant people. You know what I mean? And it's just the truth. Like, as somebody in education, I can tell you that when I was a kid, like, even like I was a knucklehead, right? But if you call my mama, like, I didn't want my mama to come up to the school. You know what I'm saying? Because if my mama came up to the school, she might not even ask for a classroom. She just might dive on you right there in front of your friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mama was about that. Because her thing was, don't make me come from work because you up here clowning.
And you embarrassing her.
I'm gonna show you.
You embarrassing her.
And as much as that may not, I wouldn't do it to my kids. It definitely helped. Because had she not been that parent, who knows what I'd have been trying to get away with. So I'm appreciative of it. But at the same time, though, like I said, this is a different generation. A lot of these parents be trying to fight the teachers, talk crazy to the teachers. The teachers, they gotta hear your side of the story because they believe they kid. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the way it was. When I remember one time going to parent teacher conference and telling my mama, like, you might as well sit on the other side of the table. Because it ain't fair for me to get attacked from the same side of the table I'm on. Like, go sit over there with her, and y'all both could talk about me, and then at least I could see it coming. But
you got to fight
buckshot.
Hey,
these buckshots from the side is killing you, boy. You know what I'm saying? Everything the teacher say, you like, I can see that, and I'm like, whose side is you on?
Nah, it's I just ad lib in this. It's the parents have not demanded a certain level of respect. You're not taught that. You're not taught, hey, you don't speak like this, or you don't say this. And even as I was coming up in school, I mean, high school, college years, right? The fact that I said yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, was almost it was the anomaly in the group. And I was like, I had a whole incident, where that's how I spoke to elders. I understood that, respect your elders. Now respecting your elders didn't mean do anything and everything that they said. You know what I'm saying? I had enough sense to decipher that, which is usually most people's defense of teaching a certain level of deference in that, right? Because we got teachers knocking down students and you know what I'm saying, and doing all kind of other stuff, but that doesn't mean you don't set a criteria to have a certain level of respect, and then punishment and consequences when you step outside those lines. But doing that, I was told that I was, and I'm quoting, I was kissing white folks' ass, is what I was told. But see, I did that with everybody who was like teachers, whether they were black, white, Hispanic, purple, green, orange, big, skinny, tall, short, it didn't matter, right? Because that's what was instilled in me by my grandparents. You know what I mean? And even so much, not even my mother, and probably she didn't have to do it because my grandparents did it. You know what I mean? And so, with that being said, even back when I'm coming up, that wasn't even being put in. So to Knox's defense, or not his defense, but in addendum to what he's saying, the generational gaps and the expectations are just too far between. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't even exist anymore. Now, I love the fact Shawan desires that. And she's like, listen, man, we got to get back to some, because there are some, people say times change, things are different. Not everything needs to change.
The biggest problem, I don't think we need to bring back shaming, but I think like the thing we need to stop is we need to stop everybody gets a trophy. Like this is getting out of control.
Is it getting out of
Like,
control, bro? It's
like,
been out of control.
well, yes. I mean,
It's
yeah,
over.
but
It's the
it's
damage is so damn deeply ingrained.
and
That's why Shawan
and
feeling like
and
she feeling. They just too much.
and that's why I say I always go back to the parents, man, because a lot of time, man, children are a reflection of what they are around consistently. So if you are around, if you are, excuse me, if you're constantly around, certain things, you pick those habits up. Whether I was listening to Damon Wayans the other day stand up, and he says, kids say what you say, not what you tell them to say. Or he said kids repeat after you, basically, not what you tell them not to say. You know what I'm saying? And so, he was saying how he cussed in front of his daughter, and his daughter picked it up, said it right back. She was a little kid, and that's just what kids do, right? But a lot of times, man, when you see those issues, when you see issues now, in fairness, Butler, right? You're in athletics. So as somebody who's always probably been in athletics, you kind of got to have that yes sir, no sir ingrained in you, or it's going to be hard to survive because coaches don't play that at no level. You know what I mean? So I think that it's one of those things where you have to be. I'm not completely going to the shame side, but we got to stop being nice to everybody. Like, I do believe that, sometimes there's a place for everything. There's a place when there's a time to tell people to be quiet, and there's a time for people to shut the fuck up. And what I mean? Like, like I'm just keeping it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
No, I agree
what I
with
mean?
you,
So
Knox.
that's why I say
I
that.
agree.
But gosh, I can't go all the way to shame. I can't go all the way to shame because shaming is almost like bullying.
Yes,
That's
bring
kind
back
of that's
bullying.
She say bring back bullying.
yeah. And I mean,
Bring it
don't
back.
get me
Bring it
don't
Shawan said,
get
back.
me
whatever it
wrong.
takes. Whatever it
Bring it
takes
back.
is what Shawan said. Whatever it
but
takes.
here's the problem. Like, these kids is soft, and it ain't they
But we're not
fault.
talking about kids. We're not talking about kids. We're talking about adults. We're talking about
What?
grown people. I'm not talking about children. I'm talking about people,
Let's see what
adult people that are old enough. And a lot of these adult people were raised right. They were raised with parents that taught them right from wrong, and probably had grandparents that installed values in them. But it kind of goes back to what you were kind of saying before, Scott, when you said that people are doing it for clout. They're doing it for attention. They're doing it for a bag. And I feel like that may be the premise behind why a lot of people, adults, I'm not talking about children, adults are oversharing, and they're doing the most
let me
on
ask you
Beyonce's
this.
internet every day.
Let me ask you this, Shawan. I guess it's a question and a comment. Definitely want your feedback. Well, first let's read the comments from our viewers, see what they say.
Yeah. So King's son says, I'm 41. I still don't drink in front of my grandma. My mother was a grandmother at 32. See? And that's what I'm saying. So like, it is a choice. It's not even about how someone is raised.
Listen to that though.
Oh,
right?
I think it's a value. It's a value and a belief that's instilled. You know what I mean? And it's just not there because when you talk about shaming was a societal agreement. Society would shame you for acting in certain ways.
Exactly.
Now but I hear knocks because on both sides of the coin, like, shame can keep people within a certain societal boundary or social agreement. So because we see that it bears fruit, that it's a positive mindset to the community, to the wider
Exactly. If you're
community, right?
shaming people if you did something wrong and embarrassing, and people say you should be ashamed of yourself.
But on the
You should
flip
be ashamed
side,
of yourself. Why do I see your whole booty hole on the internet? You should be ashamed of yourself.
but on the flip
I
side,
should not see that.
but on the flip side, to Knox's point, what I can see is that people were shamed for doing things that really they shouldn't be shamed for, like the wider society or the more powerful part of the society would shame you for doing something that really wasn't bad. You know what I mean?
I mean,
It may be the
in
color
the context that we're talking about, Shane, we're talking about people oversharing, and we're talking about the amount and the level of, I'm gonna just say, like,
let's get into it. I think you're being nice right now, Shawan.
that I see online every day.
Well, let's get
And
But
you
into it.
guys
it's like
already know that I already am a very kind of I'm not big on social media. I'm not that person that's on there all the time and constantly posting or any of that. It's just not my thing because I am always so disturbed by the level of too much transparency I see
Transparency.
online.
Like, yeah, we do
Like
know what somebody
seriously, it
eating. We
really
know where they're
bothers
going,
me.
where they vacationing. If any
Yeah,
significant event
but
happened
that
in their life
but
or
you
their
have a
kids'
choice.
life,
You have a choice to tune into that though.
exactly. And I just said that's why I'm not on social media that much.
Right.
And I am also a person that try to curate what I see as far as who I'm following, who's following me. I'll unfollow. Listen, you
So
it
got
dictates
3
her
times
hold
as
on.
much
algorithm.
nonsense, and I'm
Let me ask y'all a
unfollowing you.
question. Let me ask y'all a question. This is completely left, but I was having this conversation. I can't remember when, but I was having this conversation with my ex-girlfriend, right? And me and my brother was talking about this. We was talking about there was some young lady who like, you know, she sells like her used undergarments online, right? Like she like, people listen,
Mhm.
brother, this is a real thing. Like people will like, let's say that the people will request like, hey, wear them for 3 days in a row. You know what I'm saying? And then send them to me. And they pay for them, right?
Okay.
And so the reason why I'm bringing this up is she's obviously in a business where nobody knows what she looks like in a lot of cases. You know what I mean? If they even do know what she looks like, let's say sometimes she's not even giving them her underwear, hypothetically speaking. Get what I'm saying? But my point is this. I asked her, like, yo, could you do something like that? And she was like, absolutely not. And I'm like, but this lady is making 6 figures. Like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you entertain it? Right? Like, what harm does it cause you?
No, that's just that's a moral compass that she
That's a
has set for
moral
herself.
thing.
That's a
That's
moral
a
And a lot of
compass,
people
right?
that's a
don't have
personal
morals.
value that she has.
And that's exactly where I was going, Shawan, right? Everybody moral compass.
A lot of people listen, and I always say this. I don't mess with people who will do anything for money.
Mm.
I don't mess with people who will do anything for money because you will do
But yeah, but
anything
that's such a
for
broad
money.
that's such a broad brush. That's a broad brush. So when you say any, like, because there are lines to anything for money,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
So that's what I'm saying. That's kind of a broad brush, right? Like, so for example, you know what I mean? Like, so for example, anything like you couldn't have a friend who was an escort or something like that,
Right. No.
right? Butler, could you have a friend that was an escort?
Could
I
I
can have an
have a friend?
associate.
Could I
Yeah,
have a
like, could you have
friend
a
that
Associate,
was an
just
escort?
but not a friend. That's not a friend. You know what I mean?
I
Because
mean,
no? Like, it was,
I've never had a friend that was an escort,
so
but
I'm saying, Butler,
I
if
can't
you
sit here
found
and
out,
say I can't sit here and say no, I can never be friends with someone who's an escort. They
so
might be professional about the way they handle their business.
I'm saying, what if one of our mutual friends we found out this weekend was an actual escort? He wasn't really doing in the business he said he was in, right?
He was a
Like,
gigolo.
he was a gigolo. He was Deuce Bigelow, the male gigolo. So,
Gigolo.
so what?
I wouldn't judge him. I'd be
Right?
like,
See,
I wouldn't judge him.
why would you? That's how
would
he
you
eats,
want to
right?
be out seen with him though?
I don't
Huh?
care. That don't
Would I
bother
be
me.
what?
Man,
Wait,
that
what?
wouldn't
Would
that
you want to be out seen with him? Like, would you want to go places with him and he could be recognized as a freaking gigolo somewhere? Because they
Yeah,
say
why
you
do I
guilty by
care?
association, right?
Why do
They
I
you
care?
guilty by association. That's just like when
You are
people
guilty
be
by
like, "Oh,
association.
your friend a hoe," and you be hanging with her all the time, and she a
You know
hoe.
what? I
You
can tell
guilty
you
by
this.
association because you hang
Hold
with her.
on,
'Cause she a hoe.
hold on. That's a little different because
How?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because
Because there's money exchanged.
I'm exactly. So here's the difference. This is what I'm saying, right?
She's saying
Like,
chosen field of work.
no. But this is what I'm saying, right? Like, as a female, generally, y'all are a lot more in tune with y'all friends than we are as guys, right? Like, y'all have a certain bond. When y'all have a girlfriend, that bond is way tighter than any guy can ever experience. Like, two guys could never have even two dudes who have been best friends since they was grade school will not have the bond two grown women have who've known each other for 2 years, right? Like they love each other in a way that is so. The reason why I say that is because you, as a guy, right? Like I don't know my friends are creeps if they creeps. Like they don't share their creepy behavior with me, right? Usually with females, when y'all tight, all information gets exchanged, right?
That's not true. I feel
why
like
not?
men do know their friends are creeps, but they do not. They
Wait,
fail
hold
to
on.
see
How
it.
you?
It's like they
Time
have
out.
blinders.
Now, time out.
Listen, it's
Time
like
out.
men have
Hold on.
blinders on to their friends being
Now,
creeps.
now,
So
Shawan,
judgmental, man.
in
As a
fairness,
woman,
hold on. In
as a
fairness,
woman who has been around, that is around men that are creeps,
I'm gonna pull.
I have literally seen with my own 2 eyes how men will not see the creepiness in their friend. They'll see their friend doing something creepy and they'll completely dismiss it. Or he just it's
Where you
it's
hanging?
literally our culture.
So
Where
hold
you
on. Time
hanging
out.
out?
Time out.
No,
Time out.
do not say
No, hold on,
R
brother.
because it ain't
It
Hold on.
mine.
is.
Brother,
Bro,
hold on. Brother, let me help you out, brother. Let me help you out, brother. So this is my thing. I gotta pull my Shawan card, right? Because I gotta speak for men as a man, because you're not a man, so you can't speak as a man on this one, right? You gotta speak as a woman. So you gotta
I
listen
can
from the
speak as my experience
Yes,
with
you
men
can,
as a
but
woman.
you still got to listen from a secondary view. You cannot speak from a personal perspective. You cannot speak as a guy who hangs with guys, right?
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
So what I'm saying is, as a guy who hangs with guys, we have no idea a lot of times. Like you might have witnessed a situation where it was blatant and it was obvious, but I'm telling you, like that is a small percentage of how the world operates. Because
I just don't believe that.
listen, most dudes who know dudes do creepy type stuff, if they see it, they generally will. They may not tell on them, but they ain't hanging with them no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a matter of I'll speak up on it,
and I can
but
speak up on that on personal experience. That's exactly
heck
how
yeah.
it happened. And
That's usually how it goes.
And here's the thing with guys. Well, I can't speak for all guys. I can tell you from me. Like
Right.
I've been on teams in high school level, collegiate level, and then I don't like to call it professional level, but we got paid.
I mean,
You
it
know what I'm saying?
was. It
Where
was
we were,
professional.
yeah, it was adult men, and you that type of clicking, like them dudes willing to do this and act this certain way around females. The dudes that don't function that way, you'll see that, and then you'll have those splinters. Like I've had a situation where I didn't know this. I've known the guy, cool with the guy, hung out. We used to do music together, Knox.
Okay.
And I'm like, how old is that young lady? And she was just far too young to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And so you saying you willing to engage in intercourse with this girl knowing she's that young? I had to leave. And
Right.
never and when I say never return, I ain't never engage in anything
That's what I'm
with them
saying.
again.
Like, and
That's all
that's
I could
typical.
do.
Now, if dudes see creepy behavior and they make an excuse for creepy behavior,
Now
then they
you got
might
somebody that calls
they
you.
might
Not
be
even
creeps.
excuse, but
They
they
might be
just
creeps.
dismiss it. They
But what
might
I'm
just
saying is,
dismiss it,
what I'm
or
saying
not
is,
even think that it's even that serious.
usually,
You know what I mean?
listen. One thing about dudes who aren't creeps, because we don't operate in a creepy space, we generally will admit when something is kind of creepy. Like that's one thing about, it's almost like if we're at the bar and somebody's being obnoxious to a lady we don't even know, 9 times out of 10, a good dude to step up and go, "Hey man, come on, bro." She said, you know what I'm saying? She said, "Leave her alone." They're not
Yeah,
just gonna sit there and be passive.
100%.
You know what I mean? But
100. I said it
Maybe
right.
y'all two would,
100%.
but
I'm saying
maybe
in
y'all
most
two would. But
cases, most
But I'm
dudes
saying
ain't
I
watching
know.
women
I've
being
been in
taken
situations
advantage of and
where
been okay with it, unless you got some creepy vibe to you yourself.
situations where something weird was happening and no man in the room said nothing, and I would have to say something.
You got
I
a
mean,
question. I have a question in the rooms you was in, man.
I mean,
I'm just saying, I could have been out. I may not have known any of these people. I could have been at a bar. I could have been at somebody's event. But you see stuff happening.
So let me ask you this, Shawan. Was it like a dude came and inappropriately touched you, or what was
me personally, it wasn't
No,
me,
okay.
but I've been places where I've seen where men do weird shit, and
Right.
they're with other men or other men saw them doing something weird, like
And they ain't say
touching a
nothing.
girl inappropriately,
Like
or just being overly
normal.
aggressive, or
Listen,
keep talking to a girl and she's like, leave me alone. There are men that will not say nothing.
I mean, yeah, there are,
Nothing.
but
But
I'm telling you
hold
that
on.
that's my fault.
Like Shawan,
Hmm.
Shawan. So soon as because I'm gonna tell you, I've been in that position, and what I would do is watch. Now, if he don't put his
Mhm.
hands on her, if he don't hurt her, if he don't follow her, if I see a guy in that circumstance, if it gets to I'm just gonna go with my gut on, okay, this is getting out of hand, then I would step in. But if it's okay, that dude he just, I don't know why he begging. That's how I'm looking like. You see, she don't want you, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
watch. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
I've walked women I don't know, have no interest in, to their car. And some women don't even know they were protected because I'm watching them to make sure they get to their car and then leave if I saw something like that happening. Matter of fact, this is weird. I got too many damn stories. I didn't have to stop a
Mhm.
dude, and he was like, "Man, she did ABC," and I was like, "Bro, she probably
yeah.
deserved what you." And I'm not an advocate of domestic violence in no shape, form, or fashion. I said, I'd want to beat that ass too. That's how bad
Yeah.
it was. But I said, listen, I
Yeah,
said,
I mean,
man,
shit.
I can't.
It's
I
a,
said, she might deserve it. You might want to do it. I say, but you can't do it
but
while
you
I'm
can't
here.
do it. Hey,
I can't. I say, I can't let you do it.
hey,
I
what
can't. I say, you got
Chris
to catch
Rock's
on. You're going to
Chris,
catch on your own. But I can't let you do it while I'm here. You
Chris
know what I
Rock said
mean?
it's a reason to kick an old lady down the flight of steps. You just don't do it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I mean. Like, there are certain things in life where, you know what I mean? Like, I get it, but you can't do it. You know what I mean? So that's why I say,
Right.
like,
I just
um, oh wait, can we read this comment? Because this is
yeah,
juicy right
absolutely.
here. Please. Shawan, you want to read it?
Shawan.
Yeah. So Danielle, hey Danielle, she said, I knew there would be a double standard when it came to female escorts. They know they would not be seen with a female friend that was not a known escort, only guy friend who was an escort. We
Well, no,
know
no,
it's
no.
always a
We
double
we never
standard when
we,
it comes
we
to
never
women.
Time out.
we never posed
I
it
never
in that
said,
way
and I was gonna say, I never said that. I just was saying a guy to a
because
guy, girl to a
we were
girl.
talking about friends and
Yeah.
male friends or
So
female friends. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, listen, I can't lie. Like I've had friends who was pimps. I've associated with women who prostituted. I don't judge them. That ain't my business. You know what I'm saying? Like I can hang out with women who that's what they do for a
I've
living.
been cool with
Yeah.
strippers. I'm pretty sure they, had a backroom deal or two.
Yeah, I mean,
Listen, I'm saying,
I'm just keeping it a buck. I have no shame about how people make their money. Now,
nah.
here's where I got shame. If you do something crazy and you broke, then I'm like,
Wait.
what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? No, I'm keeping it a buck
No,
because
I ain't
I'll give
tripping.
you an
I'm just
example.
saying, man.
No,
That's
no matter what you do
your
as a person, right?
criteria.
No, but I'm just being honest. Whatever you do as an individual, however you make your money, right? If you got some, we probably gonna have less problems. Whatever it is, if you have some money, we gonna have less problems than we are if you a great individual at heart, but you broke. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna have less problems. So that's why I say like it's not a judgment thing on if are you an escort? Are you a poor escort? If you a poor
No,
escort, then I'm looking at you
that
like
I don't.
male or
Nah, because
female,
I can't
male or
ride with you
female,
on it. Like, okay, if you're
male or
making a lot of,
female.
if you're doing something, it just depends on where your value system is. If you're doing it, it don't matter how much, if you're making money or not making money. But in reality, in this society,
Man, most not
people will sign off on something that they would normally not be cool with because it's
Because of
producing.
money.
90
OnlyFans
percent of us.
is a perfect
And
example
that
of that.
Hey,
bothers me. And that's the
90%.
issue for me.
I
But
got
here's the
you.
thing: 90% of us has had a friend who has some type of illegal activities, or a family member
That's what
who
I'm
does
saying.
some type of illegal
Mm-hmm.
If
activities.
you was
Right?
cool with them
Mm-hmm.
selling
If
dope
if you ask
in
my
your
daughter, if
community,
you
then
ask me,
you should be cool any other thing.
if you
I ain't
ask
saying
Mm-mm.
you
you,
should be, but
if you ask me if I would rather have my child have a OnlyFans where she wasn't doing nothing crazy, right? or worked a straight job and she didn't make no money, but the OnlyFans made a lot of money, I would be looking at her like, what are you doing? You got an avenue here to make money. As long as you ain't doing nothing crazy. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's my whole thing. Like, what are
You
you
know what?
doing?
I'm telling you, I would absolutely be uncomfortable with it, and I'd probably break myself, go get a second job. Listen, I'll just give you a check, man.
For what?
I don't
Because
want
here's
it.
the thing, exactly. Like
I just
I'm
don't
not
What if
want
gonna
them
your
be.
doing
what
it.
if your daughter is just an interesting person? You ashamed of that? Like, you sound
That ain't
crazy.
that's not how it was that's
That's
not
what
how
I
Yeah,
just said.
that's
I
not
said
what
not
people
doing
think
nothing
of.
crazy. I just said not doing nothing crazy.
interesting
Crazy is
person
Okay,
with
I don't know
OnlyFans.
what
like I'll
crazy
give you
No,
an
is.
you're
example.
not. You don't have
Yeah.
No,
you don't have an
I'm gonna give you an
OnlyFans because
example.
you're an interesting
No,
person. You
I'm
have
gonna
an
give you an example.
OnlyFans because you're doing
No,
some
no,
shitty
no,
shit on
no,
there.
no.
That's
Y'all are
what you have a
inaccurate.
social media account. That's what you have an
Y'all are
Instagram, a
y'all are
Facebook,
inaccurate.
a TikTok,
I'll,
a
I'll give you
YouTube
an
for because you're an
example.
interesting person. You can make money that way. If you have an
No.
OnlyFans
I
and you're an
disagree.
interesting person, no, you on there doing
Hey,
shit that you
what
don't want
like
everybody to see.
what if your OnlyFans is a foot fetish OnlyFans?
Right.
Where all
Okay.
you do is show
There we
your
go.
feet.
Be specific.
Now
Yeah,
what?
there you go. Now
No,
you're being specific.
no, but what I said was she not doing nothing crazy. That was
But you
I
said
made that
because she
statement.
Hey
interested.
man,
You
some people
Her
having
feet are
sex.
interesting.
Listen,
People are interested in her feet.
hold on, Knox. Having sex, but you got a mask on. Don't nobody know who you
I
are.
said nothing crazy. That's crazy. Having sex
Okay,
on camera for
okay. Then
money is
we're just
crazy in
setting,
my,
man.
as a parent for my daughter.
We're just setting the criteria of the bar of what's crazy and what not. That's
But you
all.
can't act like you ain't never seen somebody's daughter on a videotape and used it to your advantage. You know what I'm saying? Well, we gonna pick and choose when we gonna be right and holy. Come on,
yeah.
man. All
No,
I'm
I
saying,
mean,
what I'm
bro,
saying
you
is,
talking about watching something. I'm
if
talking
your
about
child is not doing nothing
my daughter
crazy,
participating in it. That has
if your
nothing to do
daughter
with
ain't doing nothing crazy,
if I've watched the
Thing. Here's the thing.
adult video or not. That has no.
If
Go
you
ahead.
are doing things like that, you should keep it to yourself. That's the whole point of this topic.
but what if somebody will
Oversharing.
pay you
If we
for
don't
it?
know you doing it,
But what if
then we
somebody
don't
pay
know
you
you
for
doing
it?
it.
What if
But
somebody pay you for it?
If
Like, what
we
about
don't,
the people who do ASMR and all
again,
that?
the
hold on,
topic
Knox.
is
Listen to what she's saying, bro.
oversharing.
She's
Scott,
saying
it's oversharing. We don't want to know. If you are doing some shady shit, keep it to yourself.
Nah, man,
That's all I'm saying.
if you shady, I want to know you shady, so I can stay fuck away from you. Like,
If
I'd
you
rather you be outwardly shady than
if
inwardly.
you're
I might get
selling
got.
your body, if
anything
you're
you do in
selling
the
your body, if you're doing porn, whatever it is, keep it to yourself. That's the whole thing.
Hey,
I'm gonna
man,
say
listen.
this. I'm gonna say
If
this.
that's how you pay
Anything you
your
doing,
bills and you ain't
Okay,
hurt
that's
nobody in the
fine. You keep it to
process,
yourself. You don't have to overshare
any
she
it.
can't keep it
I
to
don't need
herself.
to get on social
That's how they
media.
make their money. They can't
I
keep it
don't
to
need to get
themselves.
on social media and
yeah,
see your
IRS
whole
gonna know.
body.
The IRS gonna know.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say this: anything you do in the dark is gonna come to the light. So if that's something you don't really want attached to
Sometimes,
you or
sometimes.
something you don't want attached to your reputation or who you are, how you want to be presented,
And that's what I'm
how
saying. Some
how
people don't
you
have
personally,
shame.
then
People
you
don't have
wouldn't do
shame.
it. And yeah, because they will
Because
if you
people, they don't
if
care.
your
They'll put it out
standard
there.
if your standards and values don't align with theirs, you may have a more conservative mindset and some, what I would say
You
older values. And I'm not saying which one is right or wrong or good or bad. I'm just saying they could be different. But it tends to be those who are much more liberal, less conservative, because there's a segment of society that's saying, no, I want you to know that I like to dress like a woman, and I want to come to work, and I want you to make. I want to make. My name ain't Danny. It's Denisha, and I want you to call me Denisha, and you need to address me as her, she, and ma'am. And I think that's where we get into some real issues based on this topic. Is now I don't know how the shame would fit in because that solution came up by my co-host Juan. She like, no, they need to be like shame, shame,
Point the finger
shame.
and shake the finger.
But
Shame.
she want to take it back to colonial days where they wear the scarlet letter. You adulterate,
and you know what?
So I
That's what I
don't
was gonna say.
know.
Like, you gotta look at history. How many times have people been shamed and was wrong? Jesus was shamed, right? So it's
Okay,
like
okay,
it's like
y'all
no,
know
but
what
I'm
I'm
keeping
talking
it a
about.
buck.
Y'all know in what instincts I'm talking about being ashamed about. I'm talking about oversharing very private
See,
things. That's
you
what I'm
can't,
talking about.
but
Okay,
you
stop.
can't say bring something back and have perfect control of it. You not. If you bring
Yeah,
back shaming, you
I
got to
agree with
deal with
that.
all the extras that come with it,
Well,
and
that's
all the
fine.
shaming
The
we've been
shame
doing.
need to come back.
Yeah, and see,
Shame,
I
I'm not
think
with that.
I think Shawan really
shame.
wants people to have a certain level of values and respect for like your elders, your
No, here's the
environment, and
thing.
other
I
people.
just want people to keep shit to themselves. You know what I'm saying? You can do in the privacy of your own home, whatever. Why do everybody else gotta know? Why do
But here's the
everybody else
thing,
have to?
right? Every
What I'm
like,
saying.
I'll give you an
And the
example.
reason why people do it is because there is no shame. There
So
is no shame. They're doing it because they're not ashamed.
I don't think it has
That's
They're
why
anything
not
to
they're
do with
sharing it
ashamed.
with
it.
everybody. And
It's
if
not.
people
No.
made it, if people said we don't want to know these
So are
type of
you
things about
so
you,
let me because you
We
just
live
said
in a
something, Shawan. So you're not you saying people should be ashamed? Not that we should shame them or people
no, I'm
should.
saying that people should have a standard where we're not accepting everything. We don't want to know everything about you. And if we do, it should be shame. You should be ashamed of yourself. I should not know certain things about people.
Mm.
And the reason why people feel so comfortable with oversharing and being so transparent is because we've created this world where you can share and say it, show whatever you want to. It's too much oversharing. And it's because people can't even, you can't, the thing is you can't even shame people nowadays because now it's you're being trans this or you're this or
But
that. You know what I
that's
mean?
what I'm.
That's
But
what I'm
that's what I'm.
saying.
That's what I'm.
We made a world of accepting too much.
But
Too much.
that's because we used to live in a world where nothing was accepted, right? Like
Listen, we live
for example, they shamed Allen Iverson. They shamed braids. They
They
shamed
shame
the hair.
black people's hair. Yeah,
They
because in corporate America
okay.
we couldn't.
right. But
Y'all,
no. Listen, what I'm saying to you though, because he's kind of an example of what you're talking about, right? He's the dude that got in trouble for practice and having a point of view, right? This is a dude who said 20 years ago, you sweating me about practice, right? Now, look at the problem we have now. These dudes don't even play in paid games. We got load management at a point in time when the dude got crucified about practice. So that's why I'm saying, like, there was a point
sharing. That was just a man coming to work. Okay. That's not oversharing. That's not a good example.
in
I get what you're
retrospect,
saying
that's
that yeah,
Black
he was
America.
shamed for just
That's
doing something, but that's not oversharing. That's not the type of
that,
shame that I'm speaking of.
but that is
And that wasn't
somebody
more
at
so
that.
shame, that was more prejudice, I felt like.
But isn't that what shaming is? Prejudice?
No.
Why not?
I mean, you can say it's one and the same, but that's in that aspect that was more
This is what I'm
prejudice than
saying,
shame.
Shawan. If I have an avenue for something, who are
Thank
you to
you.
tell
Thank
me
you,
I can't
son,
do it?
King son. You guys are going to extremes
No,
because I'm
but
talking about a very specific thing. I'm talking
if
about
I
people
have it,
oversharing very personal information, things that we should not know. I should not know certain things or see certain things about
turn it off.
people
Turn it off.
because
If
they're
they
oversharing. And I'm saying that the reason that they are doing that is because there is no shame no more. There is a shame because we have been taught to accept everything. You have to accept it. They can do what they
turn
want.
it off.
She want to walk
I'm gonna
around with
say
her breast
this.
out. She can. If he want to
Let me
go
say this.
online and
Let me say
pull his
this.
penis out, he should be
See,
able to do it because why
I think
not?
we're
No.
splitting hairs on the word shame. I think people don't have a certain level of decency. That's what I'm feeling from you when you're saying that. Like people don't have a certain level of couth and decency in what they like. Like you said, it's pretty straightforward. If you do what you do, but don't force what you do onto me. You don't need to
Right.
tell me everything. If
I don't
Me
if
ha-
need
you
to
like,
know all of that.
you're right.
And
really,
people need to feel, and people need to know that if they overshare too much, that people it's going to be a backlash. People are going to be like, "Girl,
So she
what?"
won't
Your
now.
friends
She
need to
wants the
call you and be
shame.
like, "Girl, what?"
Well, that's our
that,
society,
The
man. We
most
don't.
explicit stuff
uh,
that you ever did in
it,
your life. Why are you
Yeah,
sharing that
it,
with people
here's
that's
the
online?
that's
Here's the problem, though, y'all. This is what I'm saying with you. If people got a platform for it,
I
who
see
are
what
you
you
to
mean.
tell you that they can't do it? Like, you sound crazy to me. If I,
You
Friend,
if
don't.
I
that's
listen,
No,
you.
just
if I,
No,
no.
if
because
I
we
met
got a platform. Because we got a
Right.
platform.
Right.
And I'm not going
right,
to be on this platform telling
but
all of my deepest personal secrets and
okay,
desires and wants and needs simply
but
because I
what if
got
okay, but
a
what if we got 2 million more views if you did? You get what I'm
care
saying?
about
Like,
that. No,
you don't, you don't,
that's what
you
I'm saying.
don't.
No, I would not
You,
do that because in 2 million views. Are you kidding me? For
Oh, okay. Now you caught me slipping.
I cannot be bought. I'm not going to risk my integrity for
Hold
views.
right,
on,
but this
hold
is
on,
what I'm
hold on,
saying.
hold on. Let
You ain't everybody.
we got a good example right here. King Son says, here's an example of what she's talking about. Your co-host is a beautiful woman. He said that's appropriate. Then he says, boy, your co-host, I don't even want to read it.
What?
I would lick it, stick
He's
it.
giving an
I want
example.
to. He
Don't
said
get blocked.
that's
He's
no,
giving an
listen,
example.
Shawan, calm down. That's why
I
she was
told you.
like, she was not playing. She was like,
But
listen,
but
listen.
that's what I'm
No,
saying,
that was
right?
just
Like,
Shawan. He said, here is an example of what
Yeah,
she's
I get
talking
it.
about. She's saying your co-host is beautiful. That's appropriate. And then to say something like this would be inappropriate.
Yeah.
He said, that's too much.
Okay.
And so he's like, why are we a society of such, a society of such whores, which
Mm-hmm.
I you can't even argue with that because people are
You
just,
can't.
I
Okay,
mean, the
King Sam.
exposure, yeah, the pictures that they put out, um,
Because
and I
y'all
mean,
it's
y'all
like,
act like
okay,
it.
but
Y'all
they
act like
wouldn't
it.
20
do it unless
years.
Y'all
Well,
act
just
Knox
like
point.
listen.
these. Y'all
In
act
No,
like
20
these people.
years,
Knox got a point. Knox say,
your
Y'all
listen,
act
kids
like
on
listen.
these
the
people.
internet now. Your kids on the internet now, and they seeing the stuff that you're putting out there.
The same stuff that we saw in the video boxes in our parents' bedroom under the bed. It's the same stuff. It's just
No, it's not
technology
because
is different.
everybody
Yes, it
didn't.
is. Yes, it
I can
is.
go online and see my mama busting it open. I can't go online and see my
You're
daddy doing
right,
something crazy
but
online. I can't do that.
that's
No,
because it went from
Thank you.
to
VHS
go
to the
online
phone. It
and
went
hear
from
their daddy
VHS
say
to
the
the
most
phone.
disgusting things ever just because he can. Like,
Shawan,
that's
I would challenge you.
embarrassing.
I would challenge this, Shawan, and say all of that has been going on. They just didn't have the technological vehicles to do it and to show it.
It's all the
Ain't
same
nothing really
thing.
changed.
People
It's
used to
just
sneak in the
we have
basement and listen to
access
records.
and exposure to it. Like
Yeah.
listening to a Red Fox
Or
CD
Dolomite.
was like, ooh, and you
Yeah,
did that in the
it's always
secrecy.
been like that.
Now,
It's
to
always
Shawan's
been
point, she's saying, okay, if you like Red Fox and that type of language, keep that in your basement. Now, if I don't want to listen to that type of stuff, you shouldn't, I don't want to say force. It shouldn't be
We talking
somewhere it's
about in
private.
today's society. We talking about today, and we're
it's
talking
it's
about the things that people put online today, y'all.
it's
Mhm.
the
Okay,
it to me it's more
Red Fox would have been online.
listen,
That's why we
listen, listen.
connecting the back to
We
now.
here
it's
The
too
same.
hold on.
much oversharing. Like, I feel like
Yeah,
it's too much oversharing. There are things
here's the
about people that I
problem.
should not know, things about people I should not see. Period.
But
It's just it just is.
you're not putting any blame on the platform. It's the platform's fault, right?
Is it?
It's YouTube's fault you can upload anything to YouTube. It's TikTok's fault you can
No,
upload anything to TikTok.
no.
Why isn't it?
I
You're
think
in
it's
the
the no. This what I'm saying. Everything that happens doesn't happen without support and the people. If people wouldn't log on, people wouldn't upload content, people wouldn't do it. TikTok and they can set
so
all they want to.
this is what I'm
It
saying.
wouldn't matter.
As a guy who has a show on BS3, right? You got to be mindful of what you say,
I agree, King
right?
Son.
So, yes or no?
No,
Don't you got
no,
to
go
be
ahead.
mindful? Don't you got to be
When yeah,
mindful
yeah,
of what you say on this
absolutely,
show? Like you couldn't get
absolutely,
on here and just
absolutely.
slander Ben, right?
Right.
Right. So what I'm saying is, but what if that's your platform? What if your platform is slander? There are people's platform is slander. That's their platform. Those people, and at the end of the
and
But
day,
that's
what I'm
not
saying is,
oversharing. That's
but no,
just
no, no,
talking
no,
shit
no.
about somebody
But,
that you
but,
don't like
but what
or
I'm
saying
saying is,
something.
I'll give you an example. This is what I'm saying, right? The other day, I was on TikTok, and I think the dude's name is Saucy Santana, right? I don't follow Saucy Santana, right? But I'm scrolling on TikTok and Saucy Santana comes up on my TikTok and he's laying in the bed with another dude and they just talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at Saucy Santana because I don't want to see that. I'm mad at TikTok. Why you put that on my feed? You see what I'm saying?
You mad at the algorithm.
I didn't subscribe to that. I didn't ask for that. I didn't want that.
He's gay? Is it because he's gay?
I don't want to see two men laying in the bed, and that's not for me. That ain't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't subscribe for that. Is my point, right? If I had a remote control, we was watch TV, I would skip that channel every time it came on. I'm not saying something's wrong with it. I'm not saying take the channel down, and people should be ashamed of themselves for being on that channel. I'm saying that channel don't got nothing to do with me. If people have some enjoyment out of that channel, that's on them. You know what I'm saying? Like grown people liking other grown people, no matter what their sex is, that's on them. If you grown and you like grown men who dress up like elephants, I don't care. That ain't none of my business though, right? I ain't shaming you. I don't care. But what I am saying is TikTok, I ain't signed up for that. I didn't ask for that. Why are you giving me that? You see what I'm saying? Like TikTok made a decision. TikTok could have gave me the algorithm with somebody in a low cut shirt or somebody in a bathing suit.
Or they could block certain type of content.
And that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of times people don't block stuff. You know what makes people block stuff? The reaction. And that's why I'm saying like it ain't. I think Butler nailed it. It's more moral compass than anything, right? Like if you don't like something, or if something's inappropriate, but we can still put it up and so many people can still see it, why isn't the person who's responsible for that platform held accountable? We don't never hold the person who has the platform.
So
you know what I mean?
So we need to be shaming the facilitators of TikTok and YouTube
and I'm saying X. Where is their accountability for putting that stuff in my face? I'm not mad.
Accountability.
I'm not mad, but that's not his. That's not his
accountability.
Him laying in the bed. No, period. Him laying in the bed with another.
Either way, though, you can find somebody that's all about it. But where are you? Why are you feeling like?
Hey man, because some people
you need to put it out there.
When you look at, like you said, when you look
I'm gonna
at
tell you for attention, for the same thing that people been always wanting attention, and now you can monetize it. It's attention and money.
And I feel like that's make all the attention and money. Attention and money.
But this is what I'm saying.
Do anything
and
for
so
attention and money.
So morals and King Son used a good word. Standards have been lowered. Decorum, decency, respect, all those things in that family, they don't have a high level of consideration in today's time. It just is what it is. So the only thing we can do is we got to monitor ourselves, what we take in through the eye, through the ear, and limit that, because we're just in a society, which I'm gonna be honest, I ain't gonna argue about that. I want to be able to, I like the freedoms that we perceive to have. But I wouldn't want to be somewhere where I can only watch what people, the powers that be say that I have to watch.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And the problem,
you can set those boundaries for yourself. My bad.
Because I was gonna say, just real quick, the biggest issues is when you start to shaming, you can't control who shames and why they shame, and that's when you get in all the
CJ.
That's when you get in all that.
Appreciate you coming through.
So
bring back shame.
She say bring back shame.
Hey, listen, she's standing on business. She's standing on business. I love it.
I ain't
that's
mad. I know.
She's not easily swayed. That's why she's here. You know what I'm saying?
Not.
I know y'all think she here because of how she look, but she is really here because of her opinions and how she stand on business.
Listen, she didn't gave me the business. She didn't gave me the business. That's what I'm saying.
Who was that? King Son almost got blocked. He ain't even do nothing wrong.
He didn't even do nothing wrong.
He was in trouble. He didn't even know it.
He was like, wait, I agree with you. I'm trying to help. I'm just trying to help, Ike.
Ma'am, if you just listen.
You trying to help, Ike. Hold on. King Son said, at the end of the day, it's just like drinking. Drink every day. Drink every day is appropriate for someone who's 21 or older, but it's not okay for a person that is 9. Today we're allowing 9-year-olds to
To choose or
choose
not.
what
Yes.
they want. Yeah,
He nailed it. That was real
to
gangster right
choose,
there.
and they
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's
That's
the
good.
problem right there
That's
with
good.
society. That's the
Well,
problem right there with society.
We need to shame those parents that's allowing their children to do these things. Because what
Now,
are
okay.
you
hey,
doing?
now I
So
agree with that shame right there. I agree with that. I agree with that shame.
Shame
Shame these parents.
on you and your family.
No, but
so Knox, you got any last comments?
nah, man. What's CJ talking about? Can you let us in? Is that an
Laughing my
inside?
ass off, Eric. What you mean by that? Big
Oh, talking about
dog.
that she didn't got that Shawan and got on me. Man, I say, man, I'm gonna tell you like this: don't play with Shawan. That's all I'm saying. Don't do it, because she you can't, like, if your sarcasm or if your joke don't land right, she coming with the
Listen.
ginsu.
Hey,
She
and
coming with the ginsu.
there have been times when, oh man, we was practicing for the show, and I know I've said stuff that was gonna get me cut if we'd have been in the same room. You know what I'm saying? But that's what you.
Y'all see,
But
like, let me just say, she has this is a woman with a mind of her own. She has
and
some
she stand on
standards. She
business.
has her
She
beliefs,
stand on
and
I
business.
stand on business. Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
and that's why I said that's why I said, that's why you here, because we definitely not always gonna all agree. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
the fact that it's like, me and Butler always be like, I see where you coming from. Schwan be like, nope, I don't see it. My eyes closed and they covered.
You listen. Now I'm gonna tell you.
That's not always, but if it's something I stand on business about, that's how I feel.
She'd be like, nope, and no, and that's just what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna
King
be.
Son
King Son.
said
That's
that's what she's been saying all show.
yeah.
Thank you, King Son.
You
Hey,
said
shout out to
word.
my
DJ
man Max.
says out.
Shout out to my man Max Hill in
That's
the
what.
building. What
Okay,
up,
All
though?
right.
Maxell.
What up, though?
Butler, my man H Rap told me to check you out.
All right.
You in the
Okay.
Oh,
chart.
King
King
Son and
Son,
Okay.
Chi Town.
Chi-Town, Midwest
Hey
in the
man.
building. What
Hey,
up,
shout
though?
out to H Route, man. Shout out to H Route. Hey, y'all, and I ain't gonna be mad because I don't know when their show comes on. Hey, go on to, if you can plug that in the chat, King Son, that'll be cool. Because they have a show with him being Doc, man, and I can't think of my other guy, and H Rap is on there, man. Very knowledgeable cat. I'm gonna tell you, H Rap will make you think about some stuff. He'll make you think about some things. So make sure we can go check out his show. Just go to the BS3 network and you'll see what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, and he might be talking about perspective too, man. Which is tomorrow, Thursday, on at 8:30, with my
Okay.
co-host Latoya Carter, aka Doc. That's what I call her. She's a licensed therapist. So anyway, man, Shawan, thank you. Shawan always gonna come with the heat. She gonna have I didn't know what to expect, but I see now. You ain't never gotta worry. Shawan be like, listen, why do big-headed people want to wear small hats? And she'll have a have a
I
point.
don't
I'm
care.
just
I
messing
don't
with
want to
you, man.
see it.
The over exaggerations, you guys. Come
Yeah,
on.
see,
It's because we
Come
love
I
you.
have to
on.
be
It's because we
careful
love you.
because I
It's
get
because we love
sued
you.
up in here.
now.
Yes,
It's
absolutely,
because we love you. It's
absolutely.
because we love you, baby. It's because we love you.
Yeah, the movie
On
show.
that,
Yeah, they
the
do
movie show.
movie reviews, man, but they be really, really good and deep. Like not no frivolous surface level stuff, man. Y'all, I know
Okay.
people would
Okay.
enjoy it. Yeah, and I think it's on Mondays. Mondays at 7. He said, and then H Rap's show is it's called The End of the Bench. So be looking for that too. But anyway, man, hey, thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for joining us. Hey, make sure you go follow BS3 Network. Go to follow Is It Wednesday Yet? Go find our group on Facebook. Make sure you hit the like button. If you're watching, you didn't comment, that's cool. We appreciate you being here. Just hit the like button for us wherever you are. It really does help. And come back, invite some people, man, and we'll get into it.
Join us, y'all. We love having y'all here. On that note, thank you for joining us for tonight's show. We love y'all. Is It Wednesday Yet podcast? Until next time.
saying people can't stand us because we always popping pistols, running through these chickens. So I guess I'm a nymphomaniac, brainiac. Sax put you in a trance. And 25 at the door, done and advancing. We very tardy, me and nasty full of a party. You might be sticking, she's stripping.
See everybody